Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you to everybody who's been here for quite a long time, because I know that quite a few people have been with me probably a couple of years now, which is really, it's nice for me. It's nice for me to know there's people there that I recognise. And to anybody that has found me recently or found the channel and subscribed, thank you very much too, and welcome. I always feel that the way that I read tarot is not particularly, I don't know, it's not quick. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. I feel like I'm doing some New Year rambling here. But when I read tarot, I don't think that it's particularly digestible to many people out there. But I enjoy doing it. It's to tell a story is incredibly important to me. To be able to look inward is incredibly important to me too. And I think that over the next few years, it's even more important to know yourself and to know where we sit in life is going to be, we need a strong foundation, is what I'm going to say. I think there's lots of changes coming. And I always said 2026, when I started reading about 2 or 3 years ago, would be a changing year, would be a year of change. And I still think round about that date, there will be, things being revealed and, yeah, and some difficulty with that too, I think. But saying that, the best way, what you can do with that is to go inward, to understand yourself, to be quite raw or blunt with yourself, to be quite strong with regards to who you are and how you see yourself in the world, but with an element of compassion for everybody looking outwards, but a very strong compassion for yourself too. Anyway, enough basically. New Year's ramblings. I'm going to get started. Today's reading is going to be called Something to Look Forward to Next Year. And what I'm looking for in this pile, or these 3 piles, will be internal changes inside you and what you can look forward to, what is coming towards you, whether it's in a new situation or a person, or we're just going to open it up and see. You've got 3 choices. You've got beautiful cards here. You've got the Queen of Cups, number 1. You have got the High Priestess for number 2. And you have got the King of Cups for number 3. So if you want to take your choice, and we'll just see what comes up.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking as I go through it. Things may change. You've got up here, for somebody around you, you've got the Father of Water and the 4 of Spray Cans, which is the 4 of Swords. So somebody who is quite compassionate, somebody who is quite gentle-natured, somebody who you can identify with, somebody you can relate to, probably being the Father of Water, kind and considerate. Possibly an emotional link between somebody in your life already. The 4 of Spray Cans, which is the 4 of Swords, makes me think that this person is quite retracted or ill or in some way taken away from your sphere of interference. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Basically, they're not in front of your eyes. You've got the Moon card here crossed with the Hierophant. So the Moon card is a little bit dispersed. It's like trying to capture some sort of information or to organise your mind. And the Hierophant card there concretes something. It makes it more organised. And you've got the 7 of Cups down here for you. So at the moment, I feel, this is what I feel. Obviously, I don't know. There's a person around you who's already there, or you've got your eye on maybe, who isn't giving you as much as you possibly would like. And I think that's quite common in tarot, to be honest. And I'm wondering, with the Moon card here and the 7 of Cups for you, whether your ideas of this person are based on fantasy. Not total fantasy, but when people fall in love or when they have crushes on others, they basically amp them up in some way, don't they? And they give them attributes that they wish they had. And maybe the Hierophant card here is the words in my mind are lost in translation because of this person giving information to these people on their knees here, and all the fantasy around it. There's something about this person that you don't know, and when this is revealed, you're going to automatically think that stinks. You're not going to like it, but I think it's going to be the best step to get closer to this particular person or to open up a relationship. Yeah. As I said, let me just keep going here. As I said, nothing. The Queen of Wands over here is a person, male or female, who is strong, maybe competitive, somebody who's doesn't take crap from other people. They tend to say what's on their mind. They're the doers of the world. They get things done and they act. They don't sit around and watch and see. And you've got the Nine of Pentacles down here. It's just sitting around and watching and seeing. So to me, that is, you are comfortable in the situation that you're in. You've got your little garden around you. You've got your ideas, your ideals, your perceptions of a particular person, a particular situation, and you feel quite strong with that. And, and rightly so, because the Queen of Wands, at their best, they take information in quickly and they move forward with it. And there's always got to be a balance there. But that's what you've done. And I feel that this relationship or this situation has made you happy. It's made you feel like there's a path forward. Okay, so there's you trying to organise things, possibly with limited information, enjoying that limited information because you can build on it with complete and utter fantasy. I'm laughing at this because I sat watching, oh God, what is it? Sound of Music last night and fell in love with Colonel Von Trapp once again. I've been doing this for like 30 years. And, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And then I Googled him afterwards and he said that, I didn't really enjoy doing that film because it was too mushy. I'm like, how dare you? Dancing goats. What more do you need? Anyway, Nine of Swords here. To me, this is a little bit like, this is meant to be a New Year positive read, and it is. But the Nine of Swords is probably the negative bit in this, where you find out something or there's an interaction with this person and they don't give you as much, possibly with the Four of Spray cans here. They don't communicate, you get the cold shoulder in some way, or you're looking at them to see if they're looking at you, or they don't answer an email. There's something in here that makes you upset, and then the walls of Jericho come falling down. No, I don't know. Basically, they'd probably go up, actually, because the Moon card here and the Seven of Cups, again, is like that fantasy. I don't know whether go up or come down, to be honest. It's got the harsh light of day on it. And I always think, we don't like these type of things to happen, but I certainly don't like them to happen. I love living in a fantasy world, but they do. And when they do, we've just got to basically, knock on the head and keep moving with it. But because in this spread, it's incredibly positive if you're looking forward up here. Then you've got the Emperor card. This person is possibly, and the King of Wands here, there's part of this person that you really identify with. They may be very strong personality. They may be very action orientated. They may just be incredibly good looking with a really great body, with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Fair enough. Colonel Von Trapp. And the Emperor card here is that, in that, I guess is quite, I'm going to say masculine, but it's like a forceful nature outwards. This person has become quite rigid in it. And you may be more pliable, you may be more, the Moon card and the Seven of Cups, a more open temperament. And this person is going to annoy you with something they do, and then those walls go up or come down. So this is, okay. The Two of Swords here is you like teetering on the edge. Have I lied to myself? It may be that, I don't know. It's like you can't move forward, you can't go backwards, because you've got this idea that you've maintained and contained inside you with the Hierophant card, and you wanted to move forward in a way that was going to move that fantasy forward. But what you've got here in the cold light of day, that's off babe, isn't it? Is somebody who is just themselves, good and bad, strong, opinionated, able to take on responsibilities, but also probably very fixed in some ways or very controlled in some ways. This person may have very tidy handwriting, really tidy handwriting. And they always say, don't they, that is more scary than really messy crap handwriting. They may be, with big inner letters, they may be somebody who is incredibly good at playing life's games, you know, the confident in front of people, the really firm handshake, the strong voice when they're delivering their news or their information or their lesson or their speech in some way, and you think you've got it sussed, when in reality this person has got it sussed but may have a very small experience of voice. Well, I feel that you've got the Moon card here and the Seven of Cups, a beautifully large experience of life where you're more perceptive, you're more open, you're more gentle with regards to your opinions of others, you're more tolerant of others. And I feel this person isn't, but they come across in the outside world as being very making a mark in some way. Anyway, the King of Wands down here and the Queen of Wands down here suggests that the main pull between you could possibly be a very strong sexual magnetic feel. You know, this person, the way that they stand there, the way that they wear that lambswool jumper. No, they won't. That'd be king. Yeah, it could be actually. Oh my God, he has as well. I love a bit of lambswool. Just the sort of, yeah, your person. If this is about somebody, I feel that your person's a real, I was going to say kicker then, I don't know what that means, but I think they get you through their strength and their sort of softness again on the outward layer maybe. Anyway, the Ace of Swords here is a mental awakening. That is you being totally aware of where you stand, what you've got in front of you the year ahead, who this person is, and you're still up for it. The Ace of Swords, you want to get it going. You've got an idea and it wants to keep moving. This is what you've got over here with regards to internal changes. You've got quite a defensive stance, which I'm going to put with the Nine of Swords here as regards to the timing, because this is the turn of events. This is something that makes you quite upset for a few days. It's like, well, no, hold on, I can't fall to sleep fantasising about this person when they've just done that. They ignored me, or I've learned something disgusting about, I don't know, when they slept in their own sick. I don't know. When I get to the Emperor card and the Fire cards, I'm always thinking of sports boys or girls who basically do that type of thing. Well, they used to when I was in college anyway. So it's like, well, I'm going to push this person away. This person or the situation has changed your perception in some way. You feel like you've got something taken away from you with the Seven of Swords. But the Star card and the Ace of Swords at the end is that it's not, it's just stripping away what wasn't there anyway. It's something that you've projected or something that is just beautiful inside yourself. To be able to see somebody as perfect, it can be painful for us in the outside world, but to have that as a baseline is absolutely magnificent. Can you imagine starting the other way around? You see everybody as less than, or everybody's got, you know, true faults and things that you just don't like. It's a really difficult struggle to actually socialise. And with you here, with the Star card here, I feel that, and with the openness here, and what I guess is quite a kind disposition, that you naturally fall in love with people. And not just lovers, but people that you work with and your family and your friends. You're somebody who's quite open and then maybe slightly disappointed. This may be a pattern in most relationships. And to be able to get up and start again with such enthusiasm is that very admirable. It's a beautiful pile. So what's coming to you, something to look forward to in this next year, is meeting somebody head on without goggles on, without your, I'm going to say beer goggles, but it would just be fantasy goggles on. What you're going to do is you're going to have a slight trip up, probably at the beginning of the year, and then you're going to be open to what is a very sort of, I'm going to say, grown up, strong, maybe physical relationship with somebody who's kept quite quiet in the past. And when they do come out of their hidey hole, I feel that you're going to think, well, you can go back in. But that is the beginning. That will be the introduction to something that's going to open up, that is more likely to become real than just inside your head. Yeah, okay. I'm going to leave that there because that's what I've got. So this is, to me, is a relationship type reading. It doesn't have to be love. It could be just somebody you work with. But to me, it feels as if there's a physical, you like doing things together, whether they're sexual or whether they're with these two cards, or whether they're just like adventurous or confident and pushing outwards. I don't know. But I think this person, you've taken in possibly the Father of Water, because you've got these watery cards here identified with that. You can smell the fire in them. And what I think you get is a more structured fire that seems a little harsher than you expected, but that turn of events is a real fantastic lesson for you to realise that you came from a good place initially and now you're going to land in the real world to move forward, and you're quite confident with that and good with it. So congratulations, enjoy. I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much. New readings should be out every Sunday. If I have readings left, I put them out every Sunday, so please check huluppu.co.uk. Okay, thanks, bye. Wow, pile number 2, Hellfire. This has got, I don't often say this, as in I know that I don't want to play with fire really, but this has definitely got a very strong feeling of what I guess is a very strong spiritual attachment to somebody or attraction to somebody that ends in a more concrete format, I'm going to say. It ends in, I was going to say marriage. I would think that could be a far stretch. I'd rather bat it down a little bit, not to disappoint. But the Justice card at the end with the Ace of Cups and the High Priestess are making me think that it ends in a balanced situation. Finding my words carefully here. In a situation where you would like to get married and there's a possibility there of a long-term relationship. You've got up already as the person in the situation surrounding the Father of Air, but you've also got the Emperor over here. So I'm not so sure. My first thoughts that spring to my mind here, Aquarius, Capricorn type somebody who's quite cool, but you've got the Moon card there. And this Moon card has got Cinderella falling out of the pumpkin. So I don't know what that means as yet, because the last spread was very much the end of a fantasy. This is like the beginning of a fantasy, but why would you have the Moon card? Don't know about that. I'm going to have to keep my eye on that one. Let's just go through the spread to tell you what you've got to look forward to. You've got the Eight of Cups here. I can't even get a cut. I'm trying to grow my nails and I'm actually regretting it. I'm trying to be a lady. I've got the Eight of Cups here, which is walking away from a situation that you've outgrown. So it's like putting tying a ribbon in last year and saying, that's it. I've thought that was okay, but I really don't want to repeat it. I want to move on emotionally from where I sat last year. And you've got the Three of Wands. It is like a New Year's resolution of this is where I want to go. This is where I'm setting my sights on. So this is like hope after what I guess is feeling that maybe emotionally that the last year was a bit stale, maybe, that you've decided that you want to move forward. The Queen of Wands and the Two of Wands. I always notice the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands together because one almost feels like it's moving backwards. These two cards should be in the past. The Queen of Wands may be you. So maybe Aries, possibly here, if you've got the Emperor here reflecting that. The Queen of Wands is somebody who is sharp, forthright normally. If they don't, not verbally forthright, they are inside themselves. There's a need to act. There's a need to be honest and direct and keep life moving. The Two of Wands, that's probably what it is. It's staleness. It's stalemate. You don't put the Two of Wands behind. Okay, yeah. which adds to that, which is basically falling in love in a very sort of, can be fantastical way where you can get taken away with it. But to me, it's almost like a spiritual connection where this person feels, you both feel as if there's something underneath almost tying you both together. You know, some sort of bind that, and that Neptune-Venus type action, I'm not seeing this, but can often be so beautiful that there's only one way that it can go, and it can feel like it basically comes down to earth, maybe. Okay. There's just a slight, this isn't negative, comes down to earth. Cinderella's falling, her hair's coming out of the pumpkin here, her whole head. Okay, you haven't got a trip up in here. That's not me being nice for New Year. I can't actually see it apart from this card. Let me put some on this later. I'm just going to carry on with the positive bits because that's what is in it, actually, really. The Knight of Swords makes me think that you take action because of your card down here, whether you're male or female, you're somebody who probably likes life to move. And the Knight of Swords makes me think that you take action with this person. You start the conversation. You're the one whose mind starts, really sort of thinking, how can I get close to this person? The Nine of Cups is that wish come true. It is the situation surrounding is the wish come true card. That's difficult to say. Where you really feel like you found your soulmate. And that is, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. Venus is just like physical eye love. When you're falling over somebody's eyes and they look fantastic and you want to spend time with them and you're thinking about them. It's very much, but the Venus type love is an inner reverberation of something that I guess is quite magnetic, that you can almost got a cells talking to you about karma. It's that type of feeling when you feel it that intensely. Not good English there, but I hope you get the meaning. And the Nine of Cups basically says that. It's a mixture, possibly, of I love, as in E-Y-E love, falling in love with you goggles, and a really strong, this feels right feeling. To me, this is almost like it's like, what's the term? Too good to be true. With that card, and that card. But hold on to it, because life often is quite tough. So hold on to the too good to be true, because sometimes that can happen. And even with the Sun card, the situation surrounding, the Two of Wands, the Sun card, oh my gosh, do you know in life when you have I always think in terms of transits. I think my whole life I think in astrology, always have done. And it helps, it's like putting things into categories, isn't it? Just trying to understand something that's quite chaotic. And the Sun card there is somebody who, this is you looking for the fun, the brightness, the involvement in life again. That sort of when life just has a bit of skippity-doo-dah in it. And that's you looking for it and finding it. I feel like I'm not putting this into the most, it's absolutely fantastic spread, and I feel like I'm as dry as a bone telling you this. The Justice card at the end, to me, feels like, A, you get what you deserve, and B, the relationship's stable, and C, it could lead to somewhere else, or something else that is more concrete, I said initially. You've got cards of stability at the side here. You've got cards of looking at, you're maybe a stable person. You may be somebody who likes a long-term relationship, even though you've got the fire cards down here. And out of all the elements, the fire card is the quickest to move on. But to me, I feel that you're searching for somebody to be a long-term relationship, somebody who's going to be there in a year, 2 years, 3 years. Again, lots of searching. There's a lot of yearning in this. You sent out some sort of message to the universe and it's come back with basically like a birthday surprise. It's not just like a little dribble of a card. It's like a huge Mercedes of somebody on your doorstep. The Emperor card over here, to me, is giving me a clue of what type of person may be coming in. The Father of Air and the Emperor, if I'm trying to stick those elements together, is somebody who's quite cool, somebody who has in their family or in their work taken on a lot of responsibility, somebody who's not afraid of life but can come across as, again, a little bit dry. Look at his face. I mean, that It's on his throne, isn't he? He's just looking at you. Basically, it will be somebody who may not react to, if you're being silly or playful, they may not know how to play back as easily. Which is incredibly sexy in its own, isn't it? Something to play with. Who cares if you don't play back? Just a clue of this type of energy. Talking to a lady over the holidays, and we were talking. This lady is science-minded, I'd say. Her job was in the NHS, and she's Virgo-y and very much matter of fact, and if it's not real, it's not there. And she worries about dying, and I know a lot of people like this who come to me and ask me questions because maybe they're getting older and they don't believe that anything's going to happen once they die, and I've always believed that something will. Basically, there's too much, in my mind, evidence for that not to be so, but because they just can't see anything in front of them, they like to find some sort of comfort in thinking, further, I suppose. Anyway, she turned to me, and I was sat on the couch, and she said a very, very strange thing to me. She was talking about people in general, and she said, and really couldn't understand, why do people lie, she said. She just couldn't understand it. But she can be, if you are somebody who doesn't like to rock the boat, because she says exactly what she's thinking, it can be quite painful at times. This is the feeling I've got here, and maybe the moon card may have something to do with that. I don't know, I need to put more cards on that, where this person is so dry that it's difficult to know how to take them initially. And if you've got this sort of yearning and this fire and this energy to put into a relationship, and you find this person who's absolutely beautiful, fits you physically, you're ideal, easy to express yourself to, whether it's easy for them to express themselves back is a different thing. So to have the Father of Air and the Emperor card here makes me think that they come across as quite dominant, but not very expressive, because they like things that are real. They don't like to play in Nine of Cups land. Oh my gosh, I do. Right, let's have a look over this moon card to see where the slight hiccup in this beautiful pile is. A romantic person, somebody who is actually quite soft inside, even though they don't laugh very much, who is stuck in a situation that is difficult for you to spend time with them. And I don't know what this is. To have this heavy load, this is where the complication comes in. Maybe the Justice card, this person may be in a relationship already. They could live further away from you. They could work extremely long hours, or their work doesn't allow you to get together as much as you would like, but it's like the beginning of a relationship. The Justice card here, it's got the strength to be nurtured on both sides. The Justice card is balance. And this person here, the Knight of Cups, it puts the softness in the Father of Air and the Emperor card here. And the Nine of Cups is you're happy with that. So if you're earthy, or if you're quite earth-air, this, which you probably aren't, but you may be, everybody's an accumulation of something, aren't they? This person may seem fine, good, straight, honest, practical, forward-moving, and somebody you can rely on. If you've got lots of fire and water, which could be likely, you're going to fall head over heels for them, but may have to adjust to their drier temperament, because you will know that the feelings are there, and there may be some real physical difficulties, as I said, like distance or work, or relationships. Maybe it's almost like we need to do a whole spread on top of those, isn't it? That could almost be slightly frustrating. Let me do some more then, because I've said it and I've got to do it. To me, it could be that you could grab somebody on the tail end of a relationship with a heartache, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups here. There could be somebody still, it could be somebody who's in a process of divorce, or somebody who is moving out from a closer relationship with the Queen of Cups here. Okay, so something you've got to look forward to next year is a relationship that a relationship that will probably blow your socks off. It will be emotionally all in, especially from your side and the person as well. But I feel that you won't pick that up as easily because I think that you are more emotional, more expressive. You will want to move quickly forward with this connection. You'll feel like this is the one without doubt. It will feel like a very strong spiritual link, a very, I was going to say physical pull there, but that's not actually in here. Maybe with the Emperor card, but no, I don't know that, so I'm not going to say it. But to me, it's you are dancing around this person, really excited, finding the one that you want. This person is a bit like a Mr. Darcy type figure who is quite dry, and you're playing with them, and you know it's like trying to pop off some sort of excitement, and they're like. A wry smile, I think, is what you're going to get back. They're enjoying it, but I feel that there may be difficulties getting close to this person. But the Justice card at the end, I don't think that's going to deter the trajectory of the relationship at all. I just think it's, you know, life. So, full of fun, playfulness, falling in love. Good news, nice. Somebody who is... And there is fun to be had in those sort of Mr. Darcy type characters. Because maybe they need a little bit of warming up with these cards here. They can, you know, they can connect emotionally. They're probably very kind internally. He was nice to his sister, wasn't he? He was a bit of a bugger otherwise. But maybe you need to warm this person up a little bit and show them how to live. I had to open up a bit. Yeah, playful, fun, nice. Exciting and good luck. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much. Bye. Oh, if you want a reading, I put readings out on Sunday nights. The website is HULUPPU.co.uk. Thank you very much. Pile number 3. This is different from pile number 1 and 2. It's more work-based or financial-based, but it's still got an emotional component to it. And I feel that that has got something to do with feeling self-fulfilled. You've got the World card at the top with the 5 of spray cans. The World card is the end of the major arcana. It normally is wrapping up a series of events. It's normally like a number 9 year, and then you start the number 1. If you do numerology, and you should do, you will find, probably that's the first thing that you notice. If you're doing it, you're not really feeling it. If you look at your 9 years to your 1 years, that will give you, always has with me, a sense of, okay, there really is something in this. And then you get to the 5 of spray cans here as well, which is the draw the raised bridge. So there's something antagonistic, and it's like you're quite happy to wrap up the year or wrap up a term of, a sequence of events. You've got the Judgment card down here as well, and the Hierophant card up here. So again, the Judgment card has that feeling of looking for change possibly, or change being maybe not like the Tower card, but being pushed upon you. It's time for it. The Hierophant card and the fact you've got Pentacle cards in here is making me turn more towards work, career. Let's start here. The 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups, let's start from the very beginning, a very good place to start. In every pile I've said that I watched, not Lord of the Rings, not Songs of Praise. Oh my God, what was it? Gone with the Wind. What's the film with Colonel Von Trapp? Sound of Music. It's been on about 3 times. I've seen it every room I go into. Anyway, sat and watched it last night. I forgot how fantastic it was. Dancing goats, oh my Lord. And I sort of fell back in love with Colonel Von Trapp, as I did when I was a young girl. How handsome is he? And how much Sagittarius-like does he look? And look at him and Michael Fassbender together. Both Sagittarius. One maybe Sagittarius rising. Fassbender, I think, possibly is. I'm not sure. But yeah, astrology can change your face so that you tend to kind of hump people into categories in some way. It's very complicated. Anyway, the Eight of Cups, emotionally walking away from a situation. The World card here, that situation with a Judgment as well has come to a natural end. You're fed up of it, you're bored, you feel stale. It's just putting an end to it possibly, or it just has, that's it, let's move on. The Queen of Swords is making a logical decision or looking forward in a way to find what's going to suit you. So there probably is some middle ground with regards to creativity and emotionality, and with regards to what's going to serve you practically. The Knight of Swords behind possibly adds to that. To me, with these two cards, I almost feed the rest of the pack. The Knight of Swords is, again, a very sort of forward-moving, but mentally forward-moving. The Judgment card is realising that things are coming to an end and changes needed, Work. Structure. Now, this is where that structure, these two cards don't fit together really, even though they're both Venus-type cards. Actually, they both are Venus cards. Okay, got it. I've got what I'm thinking. The Hierophant card is Venus fixed. It's Taurus. So there may be some way that you are quite creative in a work scenario, or whether it's in your, it doesn't have to be you go to work, it could be something that you want to do and it's quite structured possibly. Now the Empress card opening up to the cardinal qualities and the thoughts going into here is you pushing forward and pushing outward with that creativity, with that beauty. And so I always think to make art or to make beauty in the world, whether it is how you speak to somebody or how creative you are in your job, whether it is, it doesn't matter what your job is. Creativity isn't just basically putting a beret on and using oils. It's basically how you create your reality and how beautiful you can make it with the Empress card. And to me, that's one of the most precious things we can do in life, is to make others' lives more beautiful. And, the knockoff effect on yourself is good too. That is, to me, just magnificent. And for you to go from possibly having that in some way that is restricted possibly, and then being able to express it as creativity should be expressed, it should be built upon and come from inside yourself, but affect other people and allow other people to join in maybe. The Justice card down here, again, you've got a very Venusian pack. This has got, I always get sometimes with some cards, I get a funny feeling inside me. And with this pile, it's got a real, I don't know what it is. I can't put it into words. I've got one of my favourite books is The Boy Who Saw True, and I might do a little review on it. I don't know whether you get it in the States. I think you do, because I've seen it on Amazon actually, and I don't know actually. As in, I was going to say Amazon.com, but I picked this book up when I was about 16, and it was one of those books that you couldn't get hold of books like that when I was 16, and it's a diary of a Victorian boy who was psychic, and he relates all these things that he sees that are beautiful, and there's so many things in there you can identify with things that happen today. I'm not going to go into that now, but he did say that when people sing, he said he could see, because he could see like auras and he could see spirits. He said that the only time when people are in church when he could see their actually auras change was when they sang. And music has got that, like creativity that allows us to feel beauty. It changes inside ourselves. It allows us that little bit closer to your God or whatever it is. I don't really know. And I feel that you in the next year get that chance to almost peek over the edge into touching. I was going to say something really rude then, but I'm not. No, I'm not going to say that. Into touching something that is otherworldly and majestic. I know that may sound a little bit too much, but this is what the pile's making me think. The Five of Pentacles, situation surrounding, makes me think that you haven't experienced this, but you've been yearning for it. And yearning was a word I use quite often in the second spread. You've got here mentally looking out for something. The Five of Pentacles is feeling bereft in some way that isn't in your life. The Four of Pentacles for situation surrounding to me, it feels like you're trying to plug in something into reality, and you've got an idea of beauty. You're trying to create something of yourself outwards in the world, and you're going to get a chance to do that next year. And what's going to happen is when you start the ball rolling, it's going to be bloody hard work, but you're not going to, it's like jump on top of it. Do everything you possibly can, whether it is in your work situation, whether it is something you do in the evenings, whether you get a chance to start a group, whether you get a chance to express yourself, definitely express yourself in any way that makes you feel like your soul is singing. You've got to do it. And it will feel like you can't squeeze the time in, but you're going to feel so involved in it that when you look back, it's going to be one of those years you think, that was magnificent. You've got the Ace of Cups as the centre here for your internal changes. It's falling in love with yourself and your process, whatever you create, whatever beauty that you make in the world. And you may have to, with the Page of Pentacles, work really slowly towards that. And with the Four of Swords, you may take yourself out of society for a bit. Or you may be so, it doesn't mean, it could be a work-based thing, so you could be with other people around you, but you will be very much locked into your lovemaking in the world. Yeah, this is a fantastic pile. I'm going to start summing it up. This has got a feeling of a realisation with these cards here, of something that hasn't felt quite right, that's felt quite gritty to keep moving through, coming to an end. You're taking a long, hard, straight look at where you want to be, and change is coming, and this change is going to be in pulling your insides outwards into the world and expressing who you are, allowing people to see what I guess is your internal vision. Whatever that is, you will know, I don't know. And the Justice card to me makes me think this has got to do with, and as I said, and I was half joking, making love to the world, showing people something that they can move their auras, change their perceptions in life. And life's tough, and people like this are very much needed, like a true artist. And as I said, I'm not an artist as in, it could very much could be not an artist that sits there with pens and pencils. It's somebody who makes things beautiful, makes life beautiful, whether it is bookkeeping and organising books in a way, and you go and think, well, look at that, and other people go in and it makes their life easier. That's not bookkeeping, that's librarian. I don't know. Organising is something that I don't do very well, but I try. I'm trying to think people that put things into order. You're going to just, by the end of this year, you're going to have something almost like, it's like a look back year when you look back and think, look what I've done. And it'll be visually or emotionally or spiritually, I'm going to say raising there because it's there, but it's, pleasurable. I don't know what the word is. It's going to light you up, or light other people up too as well. Right, so I'm going to finish that there, and good luck, because that is beautiful in itself. Good luck with next year. I hope everything goes well, and thank you very much for joining me if you've been here before over the last year, and if not, welcome. If you like the readings, please check out the website. I release them on Sunday nights normally, as in like 99.9% of the time. And the website's HULUPPU.co.uk. I'm going to love you and leave you. Good luck. Bye.